Now, real estate, you want to title your homestead real estate into the trust name, but only if it is a qualifying trust under the Texas Tax Code and the Texas Property Code. Do not transfer your homestead into an out-of-state trust. You will lose the homestead exemption. Now, people have heard trusts are valid all over the U.S. That's true. Your California trust is valid in Texas. It just doesn't comply with our tax code and our property code. So if you put your homestead into your California trust, you've lost your homestead exemption, which is a significant loss. We're not really going to talk about all the benefits of that today. Upon sale, the trustee signs the deed to transfer to a purchaser. People ask, well, how do we sell it? The same way you would if you owned it individually. You put it up for sale as a trustee, and you sign the transfer documents as trustee. That's all there is to it. You may be required to record a certificate of trust to meet title standards if the trust owns real estate. This is not a difficult process, and it should pose no problem, but it isn't required in every single case. Some states require it, some states don't. It's possible that some counties are going to look for that. In Texas, real estate is transferred when the deed is signed. Texas is known as a deed state. Other states, it's not transferred until the deed is recorded. Those are known as race states because the deed isn't valid until somebody races to the courthouse and gets it recorded. Recording the deed is not required, but we highly recommend it. Recording puts others on notice regarding the correct owner. It also gets it recorded in a courthouse just in case your house burns with your only copy of your deeds. Yes, that's happened. Steps to align your real estate with your trust. Well, number one, have an attorney licensed in the state where the real estate is located prepare the deed. First of all, it's practicing law without a license to prepare a deed in a state you're not licensed in. But secondly, it's not even safe to copy an old deed. The state might have come along and changed the deed form, or it might not have been right to begin with. The deed should have an acknowledgement for the trustee to sign, showing the trustee accepted the asset into the trust name. That proves delivery to the trust. Now, some institutions will say, well, the trustee never signed this. The trustee never agreed to this. But if they've acknowledged it, that argument disappears. Sign the deed as the grantor, that's the transferor, and as the grantee, that's the transferee. Normally, the grantee does not have to sign. But again, doing so proves delivery. Record the deed in the county courthouse where the real estate is situated. The county clerk will put a stamp on it, on the deed, proving that it's been recorded with the county, and it also provides proof to the rest of the world of the trust owning the real estate. Now be aware that deed records is where you do this, not the county tax office. The county tax office and deed records don't communicate real quickly with each other. So you can't say, oh, when Dad died, we took his name off in the tax records, that's all we did. But his name is still on it in the deed records. Now, when you're purchasing real estate, you can have the deed prepared by an attorney licensed in the state where the deed is located. Prepare the deed in the name of the trust. If you're going to get a mortgage on it, that's not likely to work. You'll have to transfer it later. The deed should have an acknowledgement for the trustee to sign showing that the trustee accepted it, and it proves delivery to the trust. Sign the deed as the grantee, that's the transferee. Record that deed in the county courthouse where the real estate is situated. The county clerk will stamp it so that you've got proof to the rest of the world that the trust owns it. Now, not all deeds are the same. General warranty deed in Texas warrants title back to March the 2nd, of 1836. In case you don't know your history, that's the day that Texas declared independence